Hello, welcome to the Roulette rounds by Canadian Disc Golf Productions. I am Chris Brown, and we have a very special guest for you today. It is Mr. Wallace Kent himself, the owner-operator of Canadian Disc Golf Productions.
Hello, everybody.
To start off, this is what's this course called again?
This is the Milton Sports Complex Disc Golf Course.
Quite a mouthful, that is.
It is.
So this course is, I would say, as beginner-friendly as you can get. Everything is around 200 feet, maybe sub 200 feet.
Everything that I've researched, this course is the smallest course in Ontario.
The smallest, the shortest in length.
Yes.
And we're going to play a whole 18 holes.
We are going to play the course twice over for the roulette rounds, and the object of the game is to be the last person standing. So if, for instance, Chris Brown takes a birdie and I take a par, he has the ability to take one disc out of my bag. Today's players, we have Galen Nandu Harris, which has been one of our most public people on social medias, and we have Nahan from Etobicoke, who is always
so disapproving.
We have Chris Brown, our very own, giving us the face of faces, thinking very intensely. And then we have Nathaniel, who is always smiling and happy and chipper.
Yes, quite a fun little car for this course. Hole 1, 203 feet. You will note all paths are OB, all tree wells, which there are none on this, are OB and things. So you went over how the scoring works. If somebody beats you, you lose a disc to them. So generally you're just throwing a hyzer out to the right, bring it in. You can go any way at this thing. Again, 203 feet wide open. You can do whatever you want. You can throw a thumber if you wanted to. Galen to start us off.
That Midberg is gone.
He's coming with this bag that he's got today. He's got literally a berg and a whole bunch of practices. That's his go-to style for this course. He is the course local.
There's a target on his back now. That's it.
Nahan coming up here. He looks like he's going to go forehand. I just, with so much room to the right, I don't see why he would need to. But hey, let's see how it works out. All he needs to do is beat everybody else.
What are you throwing here, Chris?
This is my AVR X3. As you can see, I didn't really do too much prep for this. I just sort of grabbed my bag and went for it. That is a tough decision. As you can see, Nathaniel here showed up with 6 identical blue Jawbreaker roaches. Somebody read the rules and actually planned properly. A lot of these holes, you do not need anything more than a putter, so smart play by Nathaniel.
Making sure that if he loses a disc, he's always got another. And there you can see there are 4 drives.
Looks like I'm coming up first for my birdie putt.
There you go.
Yes, I was really happy to make that one, but because realistically on this hole, if you took a par and everyone else birdie, you are now losing 3 of your 6 discs, so you could be knocked out in two holes.
Relatively quick.
Relatively quick. So make sure you make your birdies when everyone else is making their birdies. I'm pretty sure these are relatively routine. You got
You can flip them,
8
put a
feet for
mini,
Nahan
whatever you
here.
want to do.
Checking to see if he's allowed to flip. I don't know. I didn't hear a confirmation, but hey, we're good. It's pretty casual.
When it comes to the roulette rounds, it's we're here to have fun than anything else, so we don't need to be super precise. But typically, flip the disc, use the marker. Classic PDGA rules.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's known.
Galen coming in with his bag on, really risking those 3 discs. Hole 2, right next to the rather gigantic rec center. It's 189 feet. OB path right. All 3 of those little tiny trees within 5 feet of the basket are OB as well if you're within the tree well, which may or may not come into play. So you could be 5 feet in the basket and taking an OB3.
Now, with these flower wells, they're not really the most defined, so it comes down to your card mates on whether you're OB or not.
So if they want to be nice to you,
And
or if they
typically,
don't want to
no
be
one
nice
is
to you.
not. Everyone wants to be the last man standing.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next round. So probably everyone's going to gang up on you.
Mm-hmm. As you can see, we're rotating through the order here, so it's not traditional best score goes first.
It was a windy day, so I didn't want to give the wind advantage to anybody.
That's right.
Of like always winning and then being stuck on the first on the tee pad. So it gives everybody else the challenge.
I think it's smart. Helps keep moving things along. I wonder what Nathaniel was throwing there.
The same old classic jawbreaker.
A lot of people going to a standstill at 189 feet. I don't blame them at all.
Gillen pulling out his trusty Berg and
Straight OB.
lands right on the out of bounds.
5 feet from the basket, OB. If everybody makes their putt here, he's losing 3 discs. Han taking his time, really making sure he... Oh, did he just go OB as
He
well?
just rolled himself out of bounds.
Oh, that's tough. These OB wells, honestly, without the OB wells, this course is maybe too easy, so just to add some fun and adventure to it.
It does.
Well, I think Carrie
Here we are, just tapping in the rest of our thing. I guess that's a 2 for Nathaniel and me.
I got 1 and he gets 1.
And then Galen and Nahan. Galen with a 3, and Nahan's actually going to take a 4 if he actually is OB there.
And he's taking his meter, taking his tap in.
You want some garbage? How did you know? What is this? What's this thing?
It's range finder.
I'll
You
take
never-
that.
you never know.
Take that? You can throw this. I throw this a lot. Putting with a roach. And I'm gonna take you pilot. Good pilot.
All right.
He's saying big mistake. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I saw you throw these a couple times.
Oh wow. Ooh, look at this engine
Lots
that
of options.
way.
Most of them practices.
I already know what I'm taking though. It's gonna be this bird.
Yeah.
You put it front and center
It
too.
didn't do
It
you well.
Transactions.
So
I took Nahan's pilot because it seemed like he was going to use it a lot, and obviously anybody who throws a berg knows you can't lose your berg. Hole 3, 173 feet, path behind. You can really go straight at it, forehand, backhand, or you can go this wide spike hyzer to the right to try and crash it in towards the basket.
And now out of all 3 rounds of everyone playing roulette, only the men's card really typically seem to be doing the wide spike hyzer shots. And as you can see, you skipped around a little bit long.
Yeesh, that was a
first person.
pretty far right. Now I have a death putt looking at that basket.
Nathaniel now using again one of his classic jawbreakers.
You think he switched them up, or you think it was just the same one every time?
5-foot depth putt.
From what I was talking to him before the round, he said he had 2 throwers and then he had brought extra practice putting putters. So if he needed to, he could throw them. But what I was hoping for
Hard
was
job.
that players were going to be
the
using
local
discs that
line.
they had stolen from other players. So we'll see if people do that throughout the round.
So you are allowed to use.
Anything that is in your bag once it's yours.
Yes.
If it's in your bag, you can throw it. Oh, and there goes Galen out of bounds long.
Just pushed it a little long. Gets OB. Best he's gonna do is a 3. Did he stay in bounds? I think he
Just.
did. All you gotta do is hit metal here and not throw it OB, or take a 2 if you can. Get another disc. And no, none of that.
And still is right out of bounds.
Yes. There you go, Galen tapping in his OB3. The good thing about this is it doesn't matter if you could take a 3 or 4 or a 7. Really, you're losing a disc either way, so it means you can be a little bit aggressive on your comebackers and everything like that if you know you need to make it. Yeah, Nathaniel just keeping it in bounds there with a conservative run, knowing now he's not going to lose a disc. And Nahan with his tap in too. maybe a tap into eventually. Think his 30 seconds is up?
No, not yet, but
Not
he's
yet.
pushing it. Oh, and he didn't even mark it.
There you go.
Oh no!
No.
See, if I
Nah,
knew
don't
the
take it back.
course,
You don't
I
want it.
wouldn't have. I would have just grabbed every putter I had in my head.
Yeah. I didn't think I needed anything too like overstable today. It's like I do throw the A5 a lot, but
Well,
like I wouldn't think
in
of
the second round, we threw on this. Me and Allison both still on the beat. I went straight, like how yours went. That's what mine did. And I was like, oh man, that's so overstable.
Your trusty AVR X3.
The problem with playing with these guys all the time is they know my bag too well. They know the discs to go for right off the bat.
Here we've got hole 4, 193 feet. All the flower beds that you see on the left side are out of bounds. Pathway on the right.
Very tight coming into this basket. So since they both got pars, they do not switch. They do not change discs. They get to keep what they had. Be happy about it. It's funny to see Nahan not going to take his pilot back. Maybe I overestimated its value in his bag. Or maybe just wanted to mess things up, see how crazy things could get. Ooh, that looks, it's turned over too much.
Just out of bounds, didn't come back on the pathway.
He's out early too.
Yeah.
I'm wondering where we're gonna give him.
This again looks like one of Gillen's many practices that he brought.
Yes.
5 of them and 1 bird. And he just made it through the out of bounds. Just made it through the flower bed. Oh, look at that. Throw on your
You're gonna.
AVR.
Nahan's gonna see why this bag is one of my go-tos in the bag. I'm sure. Trusty though, I'm surprised because he has no idea how that's gonna fly, for him at least.
Nice hyzer, puts it up there,
That's
checks up.
perfect.
It's gonna make my bag now.
So normally I would throw that AVR X3 here, but here we go.
No, you
Gonna
won't.
have to go justice on a rather different route.
Really big hyzer. Oh, rolls up, checks up,
Wow.
safe.
You can't see that from the basket. I have no idea how lucky I got there not to skip in OB or roll on the path. We gave Nathaniel all the way up here, probably 40 feet,
Go in.
just off the pole, right on line.
Nice
Great
spin
run.
putt.
He knows he needs to make that for the 3 in order to try and push it. Galen keeps that low. Maybe scared of the OB past it.
Taking the birdie.
Hopefully I can get my AVR X3 back and Nahan misses this, but I don't think he will.
Nope. Not today.
So if I'm not mistaken, Galen should be losing a disc here as well as Nathaniel.
Yeah. You got a bird?
I have a bird.
How do you have you took one, right?
This is so lame, dude.
Yeah, you have
Lamest thing ever.
you have the 6 in the same disc?
It's called strategy.
The lighter colored one was the old plastic. The lighter colored one.
The lighter one? This one.
I do care
I
about
think the one at the bottom.
I do care about all of these. He's trying to sneak at the bottom, I can tell.
Yeah.
Why now?
I think you got the one I like most.
He's like, I think.
All right,
I
Nahan.
don't even know.
From the many practice.
They're all slightly different.
No.
colors.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold on to all these.
Is your entire bag blue?
Yeah. No. Not usually.
It's Temple.
Which one's he been putting with? Was it the green
Nothing.
one? Putting with? Yeah.
I've been putting it all.
He hasn't had to put.
Put the disc in the basket.
What looks most used?
You know, I'm gonna take the one that's different because
Nice.
because
This is
it's
literally
different.
exactly
What is it? What disc is it?
It's a temple.
It's the 2 different
Because everybody has their
Right.
trusty putting putter. If you can get rid of their putting, you know you got a
yourself a
chance.
chance.
Yeah.
Now Galen is the ringer on this card. Galen is one of the few people that always promotes our stuff on social media without ever asking or asking for anything in return. So Galen is playing with the pros today, but he's one of the few people in the roulette rounds that has 2 lives. So if he's eliminated today, he will be coming back on the amateur side with playing with players that he actually has a chance to compete with.
So the pros and Galen is what this should be called. Honorary pro. Although he's holding his own.
He's a home local. He lives about 7 minutes away from the course.
And he was the last one to show up.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
With a coffee cup in hand. Homemade coffee.
Now I'm going back to my AVR X3. Look how beautiful that flies. Wait, what's that?
it
Maybe
just
that
kicked off
wasn't.
the tree a little bit.
Maybe that wasn't the AVR X3. That could have been one of his discs.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I think this was. Yeah, this is Nathaniel's. No, Galen's Praxis. Is it? No, this is the pilot. This is the pilot that I took from Nahan on the second hole.
Ah.
It's all coming back to me. We filmed this in mid-November, I think it was.
Yep.
Mid-November, so right when it started getting cold. It was quite a beautiful day, minus the wind. Oof.
Good run.
Yeah, I almost put it in, but that's now 30 past. Wonder if Nathaniel's going roach again. Uh-oh. Roaches aren't that flippy.
Looks like it didn't turn over enough for him, and he's on the other side of the hill.
Ooh, this is a scary putt up and over the hill. Coming down, you can go all the way to the path OB.
And yourself with a nice 20-footer, 25-footer. Coming back. And off the top. Lands. Out of bounds.
What do you think, guys?
They're not going to be nice to me here, I can tell you that.
They were talking about it. You can see. And then once they realize that once Chris flips it up,
On the other hand,
that's when you can tell it's completely out of bounds. And Jahan with a big grin on his face, shutting that down.
You can be a little happier about people going OB in roulette than you can more so than you can in a stroke round. You're all competing against each other. It's all in good fun. So Galen picks up a 2 there.
Does.
Good. He was on a losing streak there. He's only down to 4 discs. Nathaniel taps in his 3. I'm arguing my case about how I can get a tap in. At least they're nice in that regard.
A nice slam dunk there.
We'll give it to you.
Is
that
allowed?
That is burned back.
not a problem.
Anytime, he says.
Pilot?
He doesn't want to.
I don't want the pilot.
I wouldn't take one of my own
He
discs
wants
back.
another AVR X3.
Frisbee
Yeah,
ostriches.
he probably knows my bag better than everybody else
Our
here.
one
So
play
Just-
was like when
he's
we were
definitely the
close
one
to
who
the
should be
end zone,
taken.
we would all run in a circle around the disc. And
So it's great. It's my AVR 3. Taking my
Thanks for the
AVR
pilot,
3,
buddy.
my AVR 3, my 2 throwing putters that I actually keep in my bag. The rest are all mid-ranges.
How convenient.
Yes. Hole 6, 203 feet, slightly uphill. Path is just behind the basket, but at this point it doesn't really come into play because the hill kind of cuts off most of your distance. But those tree beds, the tree wells, are still OB, so if you get too close to the basket, you could have some problems.
And that's how close the basket sits to the out of bounds. If you get too high, you will sail out of bounds.
I think it's today's the day to find out.
But that could be a play to give you the guaranteed 3.
Yeah, but on a pro card like this, you need to be going for 2s. 3s are not getting you discs. As you can see by Nahan absolutely parking it.
No, there's always background noise.
I think since
I'll just make sure talk
Nahan has taken all my throwing putters, I'm just going to throw his pilot, because why not?
A little bit turned over. but
Yeah, definitely
still
straighter than I thought it was going to be. Thought it had a bit of finish to it.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel's so good at throwing those roaches. I know, like, it's all he brought, but it's all he brought for a reason, because he throws them so well. So straight, so controlled. Ooh, Galen leaves that Praxis out a little left.
gave himself a little bit of turn, actually.
That was
He gave
actually
him about 10 feet.
that's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. But he is dangerously close to that well.
Takes that birdie off the cage.
Just enough. No wasted energy. Good job, Galen. I feel like I haven't putted yet. So we must have missed my putt in there somewhere, unless I'm gonna step up after. Nope, there I walk away. So I think I made that putt. So we all two'd that. Good star birdie on the on the sixth hole there. 104 feet. Hole 7.
This
104 feet.
This hole was the first ace that I got on this course. As you can see, it's a simple jump putt from an elevated tee pad to give you that extra little bit of glide. If you don't run it.
Very unique course. Definitely perfect for a roulette round.
And as you can see, just chasing that out of bounds. Once again.
Straight OB.
It's true.
104 feet, gonna take a 3. Daniel smartly playing away from the OB. Take notes. This is how you're supposed to do it. Straddle jump putt.
Straight granny putt.
I wonder how you get enough power to get there.
Big jump putt with a little bit of an Annie.
Blocks the ace run, and he might be OP as well.
He just rolls past the basket. Not out of bounds, just a little bit. Probably 7 feet away, not even. Nahan chasing it down, thinking it. Oh, and he goes out of me. And he realizes that as he's chasing it down. And the two of you are just right on top, making disc babies.
Ran in the OB throw. Very classy.
Galen misses the easy tap in 2. Takes a par.
We all had a good chuckle about that one. That one was something else.
Lets you two live another day. Nahan being very finicky.
Very good putt.
Here's Nathaniel with the only birdie. And Mr. Watermelon Bag.
Galen missing that 2 putt is really detrimental to his
Sorry.
count.
I just got so many.
All aces.
I was like,
Daniel.
go ahead and take this. You know, like it's perfect.
Restore
One of those roaches.
your bag to its former glory.
I don't know how many you need, but apparently 6 is not enough, or 4, whatever he's left with. Hole 8. Remember, this is a 9-hole course, so this is the second to last hole of the front 9. Hole 8 is 172 feet. Slopes from left to right, so anything coming in on a forehand sort of just slides down the hill into the OB. Anything on a hyzer coming in, sort of, you can't really see where it lands, so it's a little bit tricky.
And as you can see with the hill in front of the basket, it's hard to tell. You can only see the top of the basket on the tee pad. Nathaniel gives it a little bit too much, chases it long out of bounds. We'll have to see if he can make his comebacker to save par.
There's that.
Home course hero hitting the tree. Hoping to go for the big wide hyzer with the berg.
How many times do you think Galen's actually hit that tree?
That was probably his first time.
Probably the first time. That was
He was thinking about it too much, probably.
Yeah. The definitely still going with that berg. Definitely a good choice on a course like this. Almost puts it in. I'm not sure what disc that is. It's definitely not my Avery X3. Oh yes, why not? You ever thrown a thumber with a Justice before?
We're about to find out.
I definitely have not.
And it just stalls out, lands on the top, and just slides right up there. Gives you a nice chance for birdie.
I actually used that shot shortly after this because I saw how it flew. Just never finishes. Ooh, Galen runs that. I think he's in bounds. Yeah, you can see him there, 2 feet in bounds. Come back uphill on that putt. That's the second one for Nathaniel off the rim. It was quite the big comeback for Galen here. Oh
Just takes it off the top.
Taking a 4 on this hole is not good. We're deciding who's going first here.
Alright, we're both going for it then?
Only in a roulette round, kids.
I'm just really happy we both made that. That would have been embarrassing.
I thought yours was gonna kick mine.
Especially for the player who didn't make it.
It's good to have a little fun.
And the boys clean up their putts, taking their fours.
From Nathaniel.
The last
From
hole.
Nathaniel, or does he get to pick?
He gets to pick.
He gets to pick.
Daniel.
They could be doing amazing. Like,
You gotta get it back.
that's a bit harder.
We got
At this
left.
point, it would have been smart to pay attention to next one.
Yeah.
A whole practice here.
Currently put myself in that position. I do think like
We lost all
He's like, he didn't take the same one.
Nope. Might not be.
It's not.
You know what? Promise I'm not
It's
trying
the
to hide
same
that.
though. It's just in my own head.
Let me take your right.
He's taking a disc that he hasn't thrown yet.
So I need something
Do they
that
practice?
my disc
I haven't
with
thrown
red
that once
flicker. I
yet.
need something that
Is
I
it,
can actually use.
Birdie would have been a perfect disc for this hole.
It would be, but I don't really know how they fly. 104 feet. Another one you could jump putt if you wanted to get courageous, but it is a little bit farther, or a little bit harder than the other one.
In hole 7.
Yeah, hole 7.
Galen going with the jump putt again. And
As soon as it
just
goes,
takes it out of bounds and rolls back in.
wow, that's so close. As soon as it gets going over the basket or down that hill, there's nothing really to stop it until it gets to the road. So, gotta be careful with how you push this.
Nahan with a bit of Annie. Pushes long, but he's safe for another tap in.
I guess jump putt is the play. 104 feet. How often do you get to play a hole at 104 feet?
That looks like a perfect layout for you.
Yeah, but you think you kind of want to try and ace a couple of these. But I guess the birdie is all you need.
Nathaniel rolling up, taking that CTP.
All right, Galen. Long putt to get the star birdie.
Pushes it high again.
You're
Home.
right on line. $5 bill. Put best on
Nahan taking the birdie. Chris with the birdie.
It doesn't really matter if I miss this or not, because I lose either way, right?
Nathaniel taps in his 2.
Yeah, but it matters.
So that means with Galen tapping in this putt, you'd be losing 3 discs.
Galen's down to 1 disc.
Yeah.
Oh boy, well, I get
Back
first
nine.
pick.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
oh, well, I thought we were just
Yeah.
like,
That's
and I was like, but like you don't
Another
like that's my
practice.
dress.
Surprise,
Why
surprise.
is it such a big deal?
You choose next, I think, right?
Right, and I was like, how do you feel so
I think we just take all the practices.
Yeah.
Leaving just a bird. You know, that's not a bad disc
all
to
I
have.
need to
Yeah.
yeah. That's all you need.
Now what we did here, because this course was so short, but as that after 9 holes, everybody's bag was cut in half. So coming into the back 9, Galen only has 1. Nathaniel had 3, and Nahan had 4, and Chris Brown had 4.
That's right. So you did round up on the ones you got rid of. So if you had 7, you now have 3. So as you can see, it's all reflected at the bottom. You had to pick and choose which ones of your discs. So you could have gotten rid of everyone else's discs just to get them out of the pool.
Nahan again coming into this hole, playing the forehand again, going to all the space. Wasn't worried about hitting the trees or going onto the pathway.
Everybody's discs are kind of getting all muddled up now, so everyone's throwing something a little bit different.
You're still holding onto that pilot, throwing that blue pilot.
Yeah, the pilot just doesn't seem to want to.
But it looks like it would just glided a little bit too long before you took you over the hill.
Yeah, just kept going. So the thing about throwing other people's discs, you don't know what they're gonna do.
Here's Nathaniel again, just with one of those roaches. Tried, trusty and true. Leaves himself a nice 10, 15 footer there. Galen with one and one only, the Berg.
Said the Berg's a good choice for this hole. Won't go too far. He leaves that real short though.
Yep, nice and wide. Here you are, up on the hill.
Can't remember. Yeah, I think I had these. This is my actual putting putter. Oof. Definitely can't be missing that with everybody so close.
But it's a windy day out there today, so wind was always a factor for everybody's putts. Galen,
Except for Galen. Galen can just struggle picking up his mini.
but with that Berg, all you need is one.
Low corner. Gotta say, this isn't looking good for me.
Makes the par putt.
So if Nahan makes this
In the span of one hole, you will go from 4 to 1.
to one disc,
And there it is.
and that's what happens.
And Galen thought he was on the verge of elimination. Gives himself another chance.
Oops.
Oh, how the
Like, you know,
tables
on
have
the second one
turned.
that you dropped higher,
Tables.
make it easy on you.
I didn't want to have to throw that one.
Here comes Colleen to watch my
Daniel?
demise.
Yeah, you get to choose one. You want your practice back or you want to take the justice?
I gotta take practice.
I'll take Francis. I'll give you some
I
justice.
gotta just like play the rest of the track.
That's
I
all
don't
you
know, but it's hard. It's hard to play. It's gonna be hard to play this course with a justice.
Well, you could just do what you did on hole 8 and just stumble your way there.
It's true.
Stumble your way to victory.
It's true.
Here we are on hole 2 again, which we now call hole 11 because we're playing the track for the second time. 189 feet, 5 flower beds behind the green, or on the green, and all the bush behind the basket. And nice, wide, and long, and he takes it all the way out into the bush.
I thought the justice would be short enough. I was
Nope.
wrong.
You gave her a little bit too much and let her glide on out.
At 189 feet, sometimes it's hard to control that distance unless you're Nathaniel and you can throw any short distance accurately every time.
Yep, you got a little bit lucky with that skipping over the OB. Nahan, throwing the backhand. This time he checks up over the OB and it's safe.
Nahan's not been getting lucky with those OBs so far, so that's good to see him get through it.
Berg again.
Ooh, that's a little.
Lets that one hyzery out. Checks up by the light pole right near the edge of the parking lot out of bounds.
You can see just how far past I threw it. Goodness.
He really
Scores.
went for that follow through putt.
Score is racking up here.
Here's Galen.
Berg putting.
Berg putting.
I don't know why he doesn't putt with a Berg all the time. Seems.
Look at that plastic playback. Perfect replay of the long putt. Gives himself the birdie.
Keeps himself at 2 discs that way. Nahan can make this. He'll
Off the top. This time, chasing that out of bounds once again on this hole.
As I
Twice
said,
in a row.
I said bad luck on the OB on this hole.
There you are, making your par putt.
Par putt.
Your bogey putt, I'm sorry.
That's right. Don't forget about the OB bush in the back. Danny with the only 2. We will be taking from. Wait, did we give Nahan?
No, as you can see, he's coming forward.
Oh,
He's
yes.
3 steps from out of bounds and taking his tap in.
Or this.
There's Galen taking the AVR.
Oh.
The X3.
You guys are taking all my
Sorry,
discs.
buddy.
It's okay. Did it to myself.
That's it. That's it for me. Just a 3-horse race now. It's okay. At least me some time to commentate. We're going back to this straight hole with the OB behind when you can go the hyzer route or straight at it. Before we saw Nathaniel go straight at it with a turnover. He kind of got a little bit away from him. And Galen went OB. So let's see if they can correct this.
Looks like he's taking the exact same disc on the exact same line. Oh, a little bit of turn. Oh, no, you can see the wind got a hold of his disc and just turned him right over.
The exact same throw he threw before. Came out unscathed before with a 3.
Galen throwing the trusty Berg again into the wind. And he says, eaten up by the wind a little bit short.
Yeah, it's really getting windy now. Be a good time to have a justice. Just saying.
Big wide hyzer by Nahan. Puts that perfectly up. Checks up for another CTP. Oh, Daniel with a big birdie putt.
That's an important putt right there.
Says, I'm not going to let you guys take my disc that easy. Galen Berg putts again.
I wonder if he switched to the Berg after this for putting. Probably not.
There's just been one trusty disc.
All right, I think that was a bunch of 2s, so no discs changing hands on this one.
Hole 13. All the pathways OB. All these flower beds come into play on this hole. Big and treacherous, and they also kind of block the basket from the tee. So you can't really tell if you're in one of those flower beds or not, especially the one right behind the basket.
The hole is short, and coming in like that, you really are starting to think about an ace. Trying to put an ace, really put the pressure on. There's no way to beat you if you put it in one.
Nope, Galen throwing that Berg again, making sure that he plays that to the inside to be safe. And just checks up. Good 15-foot putt.
And this is why people are so happy with the Berg.
You've never thrown one, have you?
Yeah, I played a Berg only round once. It does what it says it does. Ooh, Nahan trying to put it in that basket.
There he goes, OB off the tee.
He'll be moving up 7 feet.
Look at the justice coming into play. He's not used to something that's overstable, but he gets through the out of bounds, leaves himself a nice easy putt.
So they're both within the circle. Nahan kind of needs to throw this in to have any chance of not losing a disc.
Nice and wide, and he's OB again. OB throwing again from the same spot. This time he turns it over, but they give it to him. He's out of bounds further up the fairway.
That is detrimental. Honestly, if he knows everyone else is getting it too, well, with a great putt, then whether he takes a 3 or a 7.
Well, with Nahan making that putt, it'll come down to... Sorry, with Galen making that putt, it'll come down to Nathaniel making his putt, so he will be losing 2 discs on this hole.
It didn't matter what your score was. You just need to not be...
AVR 3.
Not be last.
Is it an overstable putter?
It's an A3. It's an overstable like approach disc. Like a zone.
A5.
Looks like the prodigy.
You tell them what the discs do. You won't tell me what the discs do.
You're too good to know what the discs do.
Obviously
so
not.
I can know what they do.
Obviously.
Like a 5, but I don't even know if the A5's the disc.
I'm not sure.
Going back to hole 14 again. Before you saw Nathaniel leak out into the bush on the left. And Nathaniel with a commanding lead with 6 discs. He's really turned it on these last few holes to push himself ahead. Galen got all the way up to 4. He started with 1 on this back 9.
That is true.
Nahan bleeding out discs.
Falling down.
And he gets to lead us off on this hole.
Looks like that home court advantage is giving Gillen that last little bit of life that he needed to stay in it.
Now that the nerves are gone and he can just concentrate on throwing disc.
Nahan putting it right there up 10 feet away from the basket, putting the pressure on these 2 boys to see if he can get a disc back. Nathaniel, perfect little turnover, takes a little bit long, lands just past hole 5's tee pad.
Oh, is that what that was? I was wondering if that was a path for OB.
No, that's hole 5's, or hole 6's tee pad, sorry.
Galen going back to that Berg.
Trusty Berg, a little bit short.
Nah, that's
it's
reasonable.
actually not too bad.
With the way he's been putting these last few holes, I don't doubt he'll make it. This isn't too bad for Nathaniel.
Just twinks it off the cage.
He almost got the same well. Berg putting. Gotta love it.
Low once again. I feel like that's Galen's go-to is just keep her low with those odd putters. There's Nahan getting a birdie.
Okay, so that's 2 birdies, and then Nathaniel with his 3, which means Nathaniel loses 2 discs.
You have 3 to start.
I don't like these blue
See, I got
ones.
2 overstable
Take
things, so
them.
I gotta go with
Immediately is taking his back. Same with Nahan.
Appreciate it, guys.
They're just like, give us a...
Leaving him with just your justice and his roaches.
All the roaches. Might be part of the gameplay to just get rid of all his roaches. I don't know.
That's what I would do. If you know, they could have teamed up together, had a little powwow about it. Here we are at hole 15, par 3, 203 feet. Got a few flower beds around the green. Pathway will be right behind the basket, not even 5 feet.
That kind of puts us all pretty close again. Nathaniel losing the 2 discs, but takes him down from first. Galen, our resident non-pro, is in the lead right now.
Nathaniel's another perfect little flip up. Puts it right up to the basket.
Maybe this is setting precedent for Galen to move on up. Come to the MPO fields with us, buddy.
Throws that berg,
And
big
then-
hyzer.
And then he goes and throws that. That was rough. That is equidistance away from the basket as it was towards the basket. Everybody's leaving it out left. Nathaniel with the closest throw.
This tee pad can do that to you because they're not. These tee pads aren't always directed at the basket, and so if you don't pay attention to your run up, the natural run up will put you a little bit off to the side. Oh, and Nahan with hitting the bush but falling just safe.
With how his luck has been with the OB so far, I wouldn't have been surprised if that stayed out. There's Nathaniel with a great putt for the 2. This is for Galen's 3. So how does this work if one person 2s and 2 people 3?
He gets to take a disc from a bag.
You are safe.
His choice. So he gets to choose either Nahan's or Galen's. It looks like he's taking from Galen's, trying to get the bird back.
Oh, no.
He saw the
What's he
damage.
gonna
What
do?
the damage he's been doing with it.
The trusty bird. But we're on one of the ace holes again, so if you have a really good straight jump putt, you may be able to get it.
Surprised we haven't seen more ace runs. Like there hasn't really been anything that's really stuck out as a close run.
No, but with Galen with his jump putt here, you've really given a good chance.
It's
Good
true.
hit.
Leaked that a little long, but that's okay. That's putting. It's farther away than the one he missed last time, though.
That is true.
Nahan checking his get up, making sure he still looks good.
Starts running it in again, and parks it up.
Oh, no.
And just almost OB again, but not this time. A little bit of green grass underneath it. Keeps him safe.
Gotta love the rundown.
The emotions that come with this golf.
I think it's so good at that little throw. Galen with a tester putt here. This is no closer than 25 feet.
Off the top again.
Without that berg, his putting has gone down.
The chink in the armor.
The berg would have fallen out of the sky into the basket for sure.
And there's Galen with his pitch putt. Knowing that he's already lost the hole.
Yeah, unless Nathaniel would have missed that 8-footer. Yeah, 2 discs on
I might pick first.
I could pick my disc, but yeah.
Take the aviator.
Thanks, Nahan. Respect the Aviator X3.
Another one of the Praxis.
Nice. That was good too.
So he's got a pilot, and I
said
think the other one was an A3.
Here we are on tricky hole 17 with the dead tree on that knoll of the hill really blocks the basket. So it's an optical illusion of with the hill falling away of where it's actually sitting.
Definitely looks closer than it is.
But it also looks like it's lower down on the hill than it actually is.
Yep.
So you can see, you can't see it right now because of that tree.
Fair enough.
In the summertime when it was living, you couldn't even see where the basket was, and you had to take a few steps off the tee pad to get your eye onto it.
Nahan with the par job there. That'll help him push him into the final hole with... Whoa!
Nathaniel once again going out of bounds on this one.
Nathaniel had the big lead there coming into this hole, so that might prove problematic.
Gillen just not getting enough turn on the disc and slides it out of bounds.
Wow, they're both OB, so Nahan really just has to... I guess he gets to watch the two of them
battle it out.
Make it or
And look, he's even taking a lead with that height difference. The slope. Doing everything he needs to make sure he gets that birdie to take disc.
he gets to choose. I wonder who, yeah, you would assume he was going to take from Nathaniel, but he takes from Galen.
This is the last hole.
Good choice. I don't know if he just didn't really know the standings.
I'm not really sure, and I don't know if he knew how it worked, if it was a total discs at the end of the round, and so solidifying the fact that he was going to be getting one, and not really sure what the whole choice of that was, but here we are on hole 18, final hole of the round.
Nahan with 5. Nathaniel's still sitting on 6, so all he has to do is beat one person. No, he needs to win this hole. Or tied at least. Oh, and he throws it OB. That's problematic. All they have to do is keep it in bounds now, and they got a chance at taking a disc from Nathaniel and knocking him off the lead. Pressure's on Nahan. Oh, that's perfect.
That checks up perfectly for him. Nice 3-foot slam dunk. Gillen again with that patented straddle jump putt.
Is he putting with an A3 right now? What is this?
Looks like it, and it just doesn't check out for him. Rolls all the way out and around. And you can see this bad boy rolling all the way into the parking lot. No chance of coming back.
He wouldn't have been able to see that until it got onto the road. So he had no idea that it was OB, let alone rolling away down the road.
Gillen with his 3-putt.
This doesn't really affect anything as far as who gets the disc, because you assume Nahan's just going to take it from Nathaniel no matter what. As Nahan now taps in his birdie putt.
Slam dunk.
And the ceremonial disc exchange.
Not even touching.
Don't play anymore,
Don't even look in the
but still it
justice's
matters.
direction.
as if it matters which disc he takes.
I don't think I have it anymore.
But I guess for
Posperity's sake, he really wanted to get that bird out of his bag. And so here are the two winners of the roulette round. Moving on to our next series of roulette rounds with the pros.
How exciting.
Thank you for checking in, watching our video. I'm Wally.
And I'm Chris Brown.
Have a good one. See you in the next video.